What's on the table here? What are you up to here?
So this is going to be a triangular shawl, and when all of these are joined together, and because they come off of these pin looms, and this one's sort of partly woven up here already, and the little bead I made out of pop sticks that I use.
Oh yeah.
And this long needle. And so I'm creating a piece of fabric out of that. And because it has a defined number of warps and wefts that's always the same, these pieces can always be joined loop for loop.
Right. So that's how you actually join them.
Yeah, it looks kind of raggedy at the moment, but when you actually join them together, they start to become a much more even join. Like these ones were squares that somebody donated, and I've joined them up like that and created a bag out of these 10 centimetre ones. But you can see that once you get the join on, everything just sort of squeezes into place, and it's a nice piece of fabric. So I might put a series of joins, and then a crochet border, and then probably some do some handmade tassels on the outside, and I'll see how that looks and do some experiments. But
do you have someone in mind for this?
No, I don't. While I was in WA, I found that in a shop, and I went, well, I really like those colours. Maybe I'll make something out of it. And I think what I'll do is maybe send it to the next aircraft to be sold for RFDS donations and stuff. So maybe I'll do it with this hat too. And just bits and pieces. Just put them out there and let them go to charity or whatever. But it's making them. It's the fun.
It's the doing. It's the not the. What is it? It's a bit trite, isn't it? The journey, not the outcome, right?
Well, I think so. That's so. This, because for me, the initial question was, can I make some pin looms?
Right.
And
then one thing leads to another.
Yeah, and then you've made the pin looms, and you go, okay, well, do they all weave correctly? So you've got to do something with each one. And even making the pin looms, I had to make these nailing guides.
Oh, right, to get your nail placement right.
Yeah, and so...
so how do they work?
Well, I put... these were cut in with a triangular file.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then I put the little 25mm bright nail into those. I've just got to get the first and last ones in a row in the right spot.
Right.
And then know where the gaps are.
Right.
And I just pass this 50mm piece along the front, drop one in, tap it through, and I've got a metal plate down there on my workbench, and I sit this on a metal plate.
Right, so they don't punch right until you hear you've contacted the plate, and you know you're all the way through.
Yeah, and then all the heads line up too.
Yeah, they're all square. Yeah.
So so that worked acceptably well as a little trick. And that one's just for the ones on the hypotenuse, which are spaced differently, obviously. So,
right. Interesting. There's sort of like the whole supply chain of, you make the tool to make the tool to make the thing.
Yeah, and often you find yourself making a jig for something because there's nothing around.
Oh, I should do this more often. It's like, it's so often the answer to the problem is make a jig.
Yeah.
Small investment of time, a lot less trouble down the track.
Yeah. And almost as much fun as doing the job. This nail binding stuff, that's the oldest piece of fabric ever found that was made with this technique was 10,000 years old.
Crikey.
And it was found in what's now Israel.
Right.
And wooden and bone needles that we used for it. Now, that's the oldest piece of fabric that they found. How long has the technique been going?
It could be much longer.
You wouldn't know because it's all going
to do exactly. It doesn't last. Yeah.
But it's just this making of loops. I did that bag with it too. So, that was some office work string.
And I see you've got the needle on it, which is really cool.
I used it as a closure.
Yeah.
That's a bit awkward. I'd probably do that differently, but like I just did that as one set of loops, and then added to it for the top, and stuck on the strap. And it's just office work, jute twine, But
well, there you go. Megamart is good for something.
Yeah. And like all the others, it started with a question. I wonder if
this is definitely bubbling up as a thing. I'm hearing this a lot. So, can you give us a tour of this stuff you're dyeing outside here?
Oh,
This is really interesting.
This is the 25 Shades project, and so this was these were all white, just white wool.
Yep.
8-ply wool.
So I was about to get wool, not acrylic or anything.
It is,
It's natural fibre.
And so they're natural fibres, protein fibres with the little scales in them.
All right.
Because wool's got little scales.
I didn't know that.
Felt.
Yeah, right.
And so they're for the 25 skeins. There's only 20 here because 5 of them didn't get the modifier.
Oh yeah.
The last one, that's part of it.
Mm-hmm. They're the controls, I guess, or
yeah. Well, so you start off with 5 lots of 5. You put them in different chemical mordants. So there's no mordant. There's iron sulfate, copper sulfate, aluminium sulfate, oxalic acid.
So the mordant, it fixes the dye. Is that right? It fixes the colour. What does a mordant do?
Yeah. Well, it fixes it differently. So. So the chemistry, it'll change the chemistry of the dye.
Ah, right.
And in the case of, say, iron, for instance, it has these rusty red and black kind of tones as well. Even just by itself, without putting any dye in it. But when you put the dye in, then it oxidizes the dye as well.
Right.
So they had those mordants. Then they all went in the same dye bath.
All right.
And then after that had all dried and been rinsed out, then those 5 groups of 5 were broken up. So you take 1 out of each group of 5 and make a new group of 5. And you do that 5 times.
All right, yep.
And then one of them gets no mod at all. And the other 4 get post-modification. So they go into iron sulfate, copper sulfate.
Right.
And
so
I
you
think
sort of
use an alkaline
testing out the whole matrix of 5x5 combinations.
Yeah. And then the theory, and because you're working with organic dyes, the results aren't always predictable.
Right.
And you put 2 different pieces of fibre in the same dye, you get a different result. So,
but that's the character of it, right?
Yeah.
That's
and what I'm hoping to use this for is, and this was an activity I did with the dyeing group at the Spinners and Weavers. And so they'd organised that, and they'd run it before with different groups. But I really love this because I'm going to get this spectrum of organic colours, which I then go into my pin loom collection and go, okay, well, let's tessellate these up into a bunch of different shapes. Get the grid paper out and make up some pattern geometry, and then start to lay these colours out in that pattern and go, okay, what goes where, what leads the eye, what pops. And I don't know what I'm going to get.
It should be a very interesting experiment, and you kind of can have a fairly high degree of confidence that it's going to work in the sense that everything's it's all the one dye is used. So the character of the colour, even though there's the different variants, it's not going to clash, right? It's not going to be it's going to be quite harmonious.
At the same time as well, this piece of cotton, which was just a bit of a sacrificial experiment. I've put that in lichen dye.
Yep.
And so that basically is cloudy ammonia.
Right.
With lichen.
Lichen, just the white stuff.
Yeah. And so
that's what you get.
Yeah. Don't pick up anything that hasn't fallen to the ground.
Right.
But on this one, my wife, the put these together. So she does those too. But you know, that's another bit of sort of natural dyeing. I've got a shirt in the cupboard where we've put it in. It's a linen shirt that I just got at the markets, plain natural
like raw linen,
shirt, soaked in soy milk for an hour or two, which puts proteins into the cellulose fibres.
Oh yeah,
and then leaves, and you sort of kind of pack it all up with leaves and onion skins and throw a bit of turmeric on it.
Right.
And then fold and roll it all up into a big burrito.
Right.
Bind it up. And boil it in iron sulfate solution for an hour.
Wow.
And then it turns into this mad...
All sorts of colours.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
leaf
like a tie-dye sort of. And, but with all the... full on.
And you get leaf shapes come out and flower kind of shapes, which is really fun.
That's...
Yeah. So I'm off on the roadside pickups, always looking for stainless steel pots that people are throwing out.
Because you can use sacrificially.
Well, exactly. Because once you've put iron sulfate,
you don't really want to cook your ragu in it. Yeah, exactly.
So so there's that kind of thing.
And you would want the stainless too, because I guess these things are pretty reactive if you. You start trying to boil these things in an aluminium pot, you end up with a puddle on the stove, I suppose.
Yes, well, potentially, being mindful
eat the bottom out.
of what that might do.
Yeah.
But this is, this is something I've just made a start at with the group, and it's really interesting. So I'm sort of interested in what
it's an attractive array of sort of natural colours.
I like it. I like it. So and I'll probably do it again.
So I see you've got this spinning wheel here, but you've got one downstairs disassembled that you're currently working on. Do you want to give us a tour of that
why don't we go down to that one? I haven't started working on that one yet.
Yep.
But
watch out for cats.
Yeah, no cats. Dogs though. Dogs can come out. All dogs. Here we go. Through the crazy dog enclosure.
I always loved these downstairs spaces as a kid. Hey, they were always the most exciting part of people's houses to visit. What's down in amongst the dirt room and and there's always there's usually a workbench and there's often some tools and
I'm
a pile of car parts or something.
I kind of love that it's a dirt room. Like the normal thing to do now would seem to be get a builder in to excavate and drop some concrete, and then just wall the whole thing up.
That's the. I mean, traditionally it would have been like if you did do that, it would be sort of bit by bit with the wheelbarrow filling up the trench in the middle of the road that was open. That was sort of what my granddad did.
But I love that this is open and that the wind blows.
Well, they built these houses this way for a reason,
That's
right? It cools the house.
So, but anyway, like I've just kind of set up in this space, and I use it, however, whatever's going on at the time. Like in this case, even that table's got a sticker on it that says broken.
Right.
It's clearly it's not broken anymore. It wasn't that broken.
Yeah.
But this is one of those commercial wheels that was produced in New Zealand in about the 1970s and
really that
early 80s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're quite recent, but there were a lot of them made, and a lot of people took them on then, and now a lot of those people are sort of passing away.
Right.
And we're finding that there's a lot of donated wheels come into the spinners and weavers, and you either try and on-sell them to new members as they are, sometimes in quite ordinary condition, or I take them apart and give them a bit of a spruce up. And so you can see that underneath. This is
I was wondering if this was a new bit of timber you'd made as a replacement.
That's that.
So this is
Clean, yeah.
So you've sort of sanded the stain out of it. Is that what's happening?
Pretty much, yeah. And some of them have had pretty awful attempts at staining them.
Right.
Like they've put them together and then just slathered stuff over.
Slapped it on. Yeah.
This one's not too bad, but some of them are really gummy and so stripping it becomes a bit of a chore. But once you do, they start to look lovely. All the parts, I wire brush off because those were pretty rusty, and they've all been treated with phosphoric acid. Which turns the iron oxide into an iron phosphate. And then you give it another brush after it's all dried up. And pretty much then it's protected. You don't do anything else to it.
Yeah, no, that's legit. Yeah.
And then new brass hooks for the flyer.
Right.
Clearly, all that ironwork in there's got to be all cleaned out. Things get pretty gummy, but then
it'll look lovely when you restained it.
And at the end, they work. Somebody gets a nice wheel for maybe $250, $300. I'll never get one. Like if I charge minimum wage for the hours I put in, they'd be $2,000 each.
Yeah, exactly. At $100 an hour, which is try finding a tradie that'll show up for less, for that little sum of money.
So clearly, it's not about that.
Yeah. Right. But this is the disobedience, right? This is the act of resistance.
It is. And how much? Like I have had this conversation with other people. Like I'll say, how much effort goes into something is between me and the broken thing, and that not anybody else.
Right.
So, like I'll decide how much effort I want into a broken thing. It's between me and the thing.
To what degree it is worthy of your time? Do you do a quick and dirty fix, or do you? Or do you really go all the way?
Yeah, and if it's somebody's. Like what I did one which was handmade, hand turned,
right,
and I think the person's one of the person's relatives, a grandfather or a father, had made it,
right,
turned it from scratch, and it was the whole thing was bespoke,
right.
So if you broke any part, you never get a part,
right.
And as you can see, I don't have any turning equipment here. So I sat down and looked at this thing for 3 or 4 hours before I did anything. Before
you attacked it, because vandalism is not an option.
It's not an option. It's something that's special to somebody, and that deserves some respect. And even in these cases with these commercial wheels, that it belonged to somebody, and if the person who's brought it in knew that person and loved that person, then this is a proxy for that.
Worthy of more.
And it should be honoured. That I'm just if you're wondering why there's a toilet here, sitting on the ground, we remodeled our bathroom, and because we only have one toilet,
right,
the builder just cut a toilet into the sewer line.
Yeah, brilliant.
On the ground. And at the end, I said, "Don't take it away." Right, because we put the dog poos in here, and we come back from a walk,
exactly.
Or you're down here in a workshop.
And you're filthy, and you need to pee, and you don't want to.
You don't want to go through the house in your boots. Weird, but functional.
Well, look, I'm planning in coming months to put a dunny in the corner of my workshop. Actually, I even got the plumber to lay sewer line to the corner of the shed, because we've got an outdoor pool, but. Yeah, I figured, I wanted a sink. This is an incredibly useful thing to have in the workshop.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you're like me, but I tend to be, if I have access to something like this, I wash my hands 100 times in the process. Otherwise, you're transferring, you're constantly messing up the work you're doing by transferring dirt onto it. So I love having a sink, and I love being able to take something to the sink and give it a scrub and clean it up. Yeah. And it's like, if you're going to have a sink, and you've got sewer and water, well, you might as well have a dunny, right?
Well, that's right. Yeah, and especially if you've got it in your gym.
Yeah, well, indeed.
So roadside pickup was always my favourite.
Yep.
some guy had
Oh yeah,
put,
this
had
is a bit of
put out all this framing timber
Yep.
and paling stuff, and I thought, I really need a workbench.
Right.
And so I picked all of that up and made a bench out of it.
Yeah, it's a nice bench.
Got a little
I like your drawer.
on some rollers.
Yeah, good slides, and a nice big wide drawer, which is a wonderful thing.
And it's yeah. So that, I've got this random collection of old tools, and we were talking earlier that most of these tools come from a friend of the family who's deceased, and in cleaning them all out, I sort of thought, yeah, look, I've got to take all of these rusty tools and give them the de-rusting treatment and start to use them again. Because tools are meant to be used.
They are. They absolutely are.
So anyway, I got some hardwood step treads.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's your top? These are
yeah,
steps.
a spotted gum step tread.
Did you dowel them together, or just nail them down and it's all good, or?
No, I put a runner underneath the bottom of them.
Oh yeah.
And they've got
screwed in
screws
from below.
through. Yeah. So I've tried not to put anything together that I can't later take apart if I need to. And
I see
everything in tubs.
Yep. Well, it keeps things clean, right?
You're in a dirt environment.
Yeah,
as we said.
exactly.
So I've just built a shed underneath.
Yep.
We were talking about bunning stuff before. But,
Yeah.
So anything flammable.
Oh yes.
Like mower fuels and things goes in there.
In the metal shed. Good idea. I suppose technically paint needs to go somewhere like that too, but I tend not to.
Yeah.
It's a bit too inconvenient a proposition to take seriously for
Well,
me.
I've only got water-based paints in here at the moment. Anyway,
That's a fair point too. The water-based stuff isn't going to burn, is it?
No. But yeah, I thought just things on shelves and stuff that might catch fire under a wooden house.
Yeah.
Probably a really good idea to have it inside a container.
Pretty sensible.
So it might buy me half an hour while the fires get here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this is my space. There's
lovely space.
I've got all
How
of
airy it is.
Got all the Dremel. It's super airy.
Yeah.
So my real problem here at the moment is lighting.
Right.
And so once things kind of shake out, then we'll call our favourite electrician and say, well, I have a GPO
LED
there, and I'll have some batten lights, and
You can't have too many GPOs, can you?
No. This part of the house was not designed for this purpose.
Right.
So first of all, I've got to figure out how I'm going to use the space.
And when you know where you're going to be, you know where you want your PowerPoints and where you want your lighting, so that you're not shading the work yourself and all that.
Yeah. Here's an amusing artefact. Right. There's one wooden post.
Oh, but yes, I did notice that because I saw it had been re-stumped in concrete. Why is that one still there?
Because it had power. And it's one of those things where it had power and water on it at the same time. Yeah. And do you think you could get a Sparky and a plumber to turn up on the same day?
Right.
As a stumper?
Right.
So in the end, the stump just stayed.
Right.
Because we thought, well, there's nothing wrong with it. Just leave the damn thing there until we pull the power off.
Right. So fair enough. Will you ever replace it? Do you
I
think?
Don't know.
I kind of. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Why not leave it?
I'm not overcome with a burning desire to replace it.
It's not going to achieve anything, is it?
It's solid as. It's just such a quirky, rambling old place that I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
You could gut it, dig it out, lift it up, and it'd look just like every other bloody old Queenslander that had that done to it. I love it like this. It's why I live here.
I remember seeing when we had floods in Brisbane a while back. I remember, where was it? Was it Hamilton or somewhere? Anyway, I was seeing this street, and all the houses, this is what had been done to them, right? They'd all been lifted and built in under, and you could see the apocalypse. You could see all the IKEA that was ruined, that was piled up on the footpath. Yeah. And as the sort of the news camera kind of rolled down the street, there was this house that hadn't had that treatment. It was just the way it was originally. And there's this dude, and he was in his navy blue singlet and his stubbies and his thongs, right? He just looked absolutely dead set Aussie kind of. straight up dude. And he's downstairs on the conch under in the carport. He's already finished hosing up because there's just a few battens and he's got nothing he had to throw out. And he's standing there and he's cooking himself some sausages on the barbie. He's all done. he didn't cause himself $100,000 worth of insurance claim by like trying to build 3 more rooms underneath.
Yeah.
So there was a logic to why some of these houses were built the way they were built. And it's not even just airflow. It can be like, what happens with the hydrology, right?
Yeah. Like, you've only got to go to Thailand to see why houses on sticks are a good idea.
It makes sense, yeah.
If you're building on a floodplain.
But exactly.
I just think that that there's just something nice about its old quirkiness. That
reminds me of being a kid. This is the way it used to be when you go.
That's how it makes me feel. That's how it makes me feel like that.
Feel like a Brisbane boy.
I grew up somewhere else, but there were a lot of bush poles and tin involved.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for the tour. If you've made it this far, then we hope this is because you've been enjoying our content. So if you're not reading, watching, or listening to this on Substack, then we'd like you to visit us there and, of course, subscribe. We're at craftyeccentrics.substack.com. Substack is where we provide the full range of our content, both free and also some just for paying subscribers. It's where we hope to build a community of interest around craft. And subscribing there can really help us keep producing more content. Otherwise, just liking, subscribing, and sending our content on to others you think would be interested on whatever platform you're on is something we'd really appreciate.